As a disclaimer, I want to say the views in this recording don't reflect my personal views, and the exaggerated nature of the recording is purely satirical. Sorry, Rebecca, but this is gonna be pretty bigoted. Welcome to my glass half cool podcast. I'm here in Aotearoa discussing why representation matters. More specifically, why gender representation matters. In short, it doesn't. We need movies to only be made for men, by men. One gender, one fan base. Do we really want nuanced storytelling with layered characters? Of course not. Dialogue with depth, reading between the lines, diverse characters from a range of backgrounds with unique perspectives on life as a human? Pish posh. Mad, sad, glad are the only emotions that can be explored, that need to be explored. Let's be honest. Do women have any other emotion other than being completely hysterical? Do women have emotions at all? As a male, I can only assume the answer is no. Oh. If women do deserve to have a hand in visual media, name me five movies with female protagonists, and name five female directors in 5 seconds. See? No good examples off the top. It's no coincidence that you had no answers, because there are none. Women are probably too busy gossiping about hair and makeup and how good the Jonas Brothers were. Now, let's hear it for the boys. Let's give the boys a hand. I give you 3 hours to research one male director and one male protagonist. Thank you for your absolute wide range of answers in such a short amount of time. Since we're on the topic of equal opportunity, let's discuss the Wonder Woman movie itself. A female protagonist with a female director? Such a woman thing to do to try and be part of a male dominated corner of culture. It's not like her being a female does anything. It doesn't matter that girls need more representation on screen in the form of a brave superhero. Brave is a masculine term. Pretty is a more feminine term and should remain as such. Doesn't matter that Wonder Woman nearly grossed $1 billion because the fact is, it didn't reach the $1 billion mark. Gross. To give it a fair comparison of how bad the Wonder Woman film did, if you were to combine how much the other non-superhero films uh, made across the 2010s, they grossed around $10 billion. Compare that to Wonder Woman's $832 million. Ugh, it's a wonder slaps knee as to why this movie was even made. No, doesn't matter that the film was the highest grossing film by a solo female director, because that achievement was overtaken in 2021. Even even women can't let women have an achievement. But enough with the semantics. Let's get specific. Since this is the first film ever directed by a woman, government name Patty Jenkins, you'd expect a lot of fingernail painting and One Direction references, and you'd be correct with your expectations. I can say that because I know you didn't watch this film, nor lend to its poor performance at the box office. But here's the thing, what's worse is that the director herself states in an interview that her version of the superhero doesn't even want to fight bad guys or stop crime.
What makes a female superhero different than a male superhero? A lot of folks who've come before have said the problem is when you try and make a female superhero just like a male superhero.
Yeah, I agree. But the thing about Wonder Woman, which is very feminine and definitely different, is that her objective is to bring love and truth to mankind. Mm-hmm. It's not to stop any specific villain, and it's not to fight, and it's not to stop crime.
That was the entire interview, by the way. No context missing. There was even a missed opportunity for casting a realistic person of color. There were no Amazonians casted or even on set, nor were there any Greek gods from the original pantheon present. They got a former soldier from Israel, which I can't even begin to explain the levels of miscasting without using slurs or profanity. Should we allow such poor management to continue in the medium of movie making? Should come as no surprise that my answer is yes, actually. I do want to drop this aside as this closes out. I think the Wonder Woman film did great justice for the character. She was amazing in Batman vs Superman, and I was more than excited for Wonder Woman as a comic book fan. Patty Jenkins did a mean job with directing it. It sort of sucks that they didn't continue Snyder's DC universe. Wonder Woman finally got a spotlight. The Holy Trinity finally on screen. I even once asked my teacher why there's no female directors with a signature style like Edgar Wright or Tarantino, and the sad answer was they rarely have the chance to develop a style.
Oh, is there a woman in the film industry that has like a style, like a signature? Spike Lee tends to like, even though he tells black films, he has his style of how he does it. Edgar Wright, Quentin Tarantino, they've got their styles. You can almost distinguish their handprints on the movies, but I don't know any women directors, producers, creators that have like a signature to their style. Is there like one of like anyone's top
I
of
mean,
their head that?
the thing is, it's harder for women to make multiple films, so it's harder for a female director, for example, to have the same body of work because it's just simply much harder for women to make the number of films. But Sophia Coppola, Jane Campion, were you going to add somebody else?
That answer goes so hard. But the grim truth in Teacher's answer, it's harder for female directors to have the same body of work because it's much harder for women to make the number of films. We've come a long way as a society for gender equality, and we've still got a long way to go. And personally, I thought Wonder Woman was a great start. It had the superhero movie formula and was great as a whole. It made a heck ton of money, but corporations are never satisfied with good results anymore. It has to bring Avengers level numbers. And I think for women, that's where the hardship comes from. Because if you aren't showing off the goods, whether that's the money or good looks, there's little to no chance for another round. And yes, I'm aware that Wonder Woman 2 exists, but that didn't hit the same. Thank you for listening to Glass Half Cool podcast.